Hello, I am Corey Miller, and this is Dr. Mark Christian, and this is episode 7 of
Well, I don't know why you're counting.
Well, I'm probably a little Rain Man in me.
Okay.
That just wants to organize and keep things that way.
So when we come
Not
to
much, ask
1,000,
my wife. She'd say there's no Rain Man organizational to you, but at episode 1000 or 1007, I'll say this is episode 1007 instead of 7. But this is, in fact, episode 7 of the Different Perspective podcast. We hope that you've enjoyed it so far and that you are enjoying hearing, I think, a different perspective. I pay attention to a lot of news, and Dr. Christian and I discuss a lot of things that I certainly don't see in the news. So anyway, this is the guy, and I'm the other guy, and here we go.
Well, I think let's discuss it. I think you always have very good discussion with each other about things, and you correct me sometimes, and sometimes you can be right. But talking about the negotiations that's taking place nowadays.
Yes.
And those are very interesting ones, and you have to keep in mind and understand what was going on. I know. People actually like trying to make idols right now and so forth. But let's look at the situation, okay? President Trump made an ultimatum to the Iranians and says, you have 48 hours to open the Strait of Hormuz. Otherwise, I will destroy your energy,
Your ability to have lights on.
I have lights on. We're going to turn the lights off. You're gonna be living in the darkness. Mm-hmm. The Iranians in response said, okay, we're ready, we are locked, and we're gonna actually attack all the Gulf area, energy production.
And they said, we better think about this.
Well, if you're gonna be dark, they're gonna be dark. The thing about this is, the market and the oil price does not look at really the reality on the ground and see maybe the United States are able to obstruct the Iranians from doing so.
It's emotional.
It's emotional. It's very, very emotional.
Absolutely.
This is one thing. The second thing is, it doesn't really matter if the Iranians succeed to make the Gulf dark or we succeed to make...
Just the idea that it could be.
That's true.
Because you want to get out ahead of time.
But see, the end result for everybody is what? The Strait of Hormuz is still closed.
Still closed.
So they're going to fight with each other and throw mud at each other, and both of them are going to be living in the darkness, and they're not going to be able to turn TV, and the battery business is going to be very expensive. But the Strait of Hormuz is still closed and no energy. So everybody was embracing for a financial a problem more than even when they announced COVID. Catastrophic. Basically, oil prices was predicted to be $150 to $175.
Oh, easily. If the entire Gulf was dark.
And as a matter of fact, the CEO of United Airlines came out and said, we're going to be canceling flights, we're going to be arranging our schedule.
And repricing.
Pricing, because we're going to assume that the oil price is $175 a barrel. That was sending shock waves into the oil market, because this is a guy that is consuming a lot of oil, and he says that as a CEO with somebody of a credibility says the oil price is going to be $175. And in response to that, the market was going to plummet like I've never seen before. It might be like closing the market because it's plummeting so bad.
Yeah.
This was the prediction, okay? So there's a couple of things start taking place right before the ultimatum or the deadline for the ultimatum. And behind the scenes, I start seeing some kind of movement, a very interesting one. Keep in mind, Iran has no friends in the Sunni world much, which is the Muslim world much.
I was going to say, they don't have any friends in the Muslim world in general.
Except that there's another thing that I want to throw in very quickly. There is only 300 million Shia Muslims in the world, okay? 30% of those lives in Iran.
Only 30% of them live in
less than 30% less, yes.
70% in the United States?
No.
Oh.
Well, yeah, they are holding office and being professors. They find out that these professors are related to Hezbollah leaders in Canada and in the United States. Isn't that crazy?
Color me shocked.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's get that number back. 300 million Shia Muslims out of the 1.6 billion. This is
Muslims
only Muslims
in the world. So
we're
you're talking 300 million from 1.6 billion. So obviously they're
15%, very small population, but the majority of those are in Iran. Okay, and they do not.
90 million of those, 90 million of the
94 million lives in Iran. Lives in Iran, and then big portion again. I think almost another 30 million lives in Iraq.
Okay.
So if you join the northern Iraq area with Iran, which is actually they are working with each other closely since the fall of Saddam Hussein, the border is like really
Porous.
not very porous actually. So if you extend that, you are basically having 120 million people who are connected at the Shia Muslims. Northern Iraq and Iran altogether lives in that area. Okay. But outside of the sectarian and the religious differences, Pakistan has kept a very good relationship with Iran in a way. Pakistan is a Sunni Muslim country, but they are a nuclear power, and they have good relationship with Iran because they are being cooperating with each other a little bit, okay? Keeping the distance of sectarian divide, meaning that they don't want to see Iranians coming in and change the kind of the structure of Pakistan.
They want to keep the ratio the same.
Yeah, and basically why? Because Pakistan itself is a big country with a lot of people, okay? Millions of people. So a small portion of Iranians, infiltrating the culture over there is not going to change it much. They're Shia Muslim, the majority will be kept because of the number. Different from Saudi Arabia with, you're talking about 30 million people. You have 10 million coming in.
That's a problem.
Then all of a sudden 25% Shia in addition. Make sense?
They would dilute more in
Absolutely.
Pakistan than they would in other countries.
Emirates, 1.5 million
throughout
Emiratis.
The Gulf is all the
Absolutely.
same. Yeah.
So Pakistani kind of that played in the game. But another thing is Pakistan is a nuclear power, and the father of the nuclear bomb in Pakistan has been working with the Iranians for quite some time, and scientists and so forth. So they have been good friends. Why I'm mentioning all of that stuff? Because Pakistan is the only country that kind of keeping some kind of relationship with Iran till today. Okay?
And helping to broker.
Well, they did not help to broker first, but the president of Egypt, Sisi, who is keeping a good relationship with Trump in a way or another. And Donald Trump does not like him much. He called him a dictator and the general of Egypt, yeah. But at the same time, he likes him because he is keeping his word with and helping him broker a lot of, the Gaza thing and stuff like that. So he has been helping Trump big time. So Sisi started doing some kind of interesting trips into the Gulf. So he went in to visit with
Emirates.
First he visited with Emirates, yes, and then he went first to Qatar, and he met with the Emir of Qatar, the King of Qatar, and had short talk, and then flew into Emirates, and then flew back
to Egypt.
In a few hours, and everybody was talking about what is going on, and then right after 24 hours later, he flew to Saudi Arabia, met with the Crown Prince, who is the de facto king of Saudi Arabia,
MBS.
and they had long talks and stuff like that. And then they start talking, I had started having the chat that was going on. This is behind the scene information. You can find it a lot on media.
Right here.
Right here.
Different perspective.
Yes. Then Sisi starts saying that he's building a coalition between the Pakistanis and the Egyptians and Qataris to try to broker some kind of a deal between the Israel and United States on one side and the Iranian in the other side. So it seems like the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia was hesitant. It seems like it from the inside information
Why would
I
he
have.
have been hesitant?
For multiple reasons. I think he looks at Iran right now that they awakened the beast, and he wants to see the beast dead in one way or another.
So he doesn't necessarily want negotiations. He wants them dead.
He's kind of the same, very similar to Israelis. He's afraid of what is going to happen afterwards.
Well,
okay?
and for people that don't know, they have been the enemy of Saudi Arabia. Iran has been, as they have to Israel. I mean, the Sunni Shia is just about as bad as the Iran.
Yes, because as a matter of fact, they look at Saudi Arabia, even though with a smaller population of 30 million, because the shrines, the sacred Mecca and Medina, the birthplace of Muhammad, and the death where Muhammad is buried as well in Medina, and then Mecca, the birthplace of Muhammad, and the Kaaba, the house of Allah. So because of the king of Saudi Arabia being the custodian, so in the religious fight between the Shia and the Sunni, the king of Saudi Arabia, even though it's a very wealthy country, it's a very United States and all of that stuff.
Spots, isn't he? Isn't that
yes, it's competing with the Ayatollah, who is the religious leader. So you're talking about two.
You got two popes.
Two popes, exactly.
There it is,
yes,
two popes.
Two popes.
Okay.
So they are kind
like
of
the Orthodox.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a competition between the two on multiple levels, and they were keeping the good relationship for quite some time. But all of a sudden, right now, you have what's going on in Iran and the attack on Iran. Yeah, there is, you're killing the whole leaders and stuff. Then right now it is like you have a lion or a tiger that has been wounded, and now Saudi Arabia is very worried about what's going to happen next.
What the tiger's going to do.
What's the tiger next? Yes.
Yeah.
So back into the discussion was happening. So now the market is on the fringe of anticipation and of a collapse, and a very serious matter. And Trump knows that very well, and the whole administration of the United States knows that very well. Israel, on the other side, is very similar to Saudi Arabia from that perspective. They want that tiger dead. They don't want the tiger to be having any kind of half-life.
No life left.
Yes, because if he wakes up,
shoot him a couple times when he's down.
yes,
Make
and
sure
put
he's
a couple
dead.
of them in the head and
Yeah.
do whatever you
Yeah.
take, right? So now, but for Trump, we are approaching the midterm. If you have oil prices $150, it's a serious matter. This just means the midterm is gone. The market going down, that's a serious matter for the United States. The United States is far away from all of this. We hear about it in the news. I bet lots of people are tired of hearing about it. I don't want to tune to this show
But the
because talk about
finance
Iran
hits here.
hit their pocket and they will scream, right? So and that's fair. American people we are living in our life and far away, and we are having our own way of life, and we do our business. And all of a sudden, if you're gonna collapse everything around us, and you're gonna start having no way to buy our milk and our groceries and go to the store and live our
Now we
American
got a
life,
problem.
then we have a serious problem.
Reminds me of Marie Antoinette. Let him eat cake. Remember the
We're,
French
we're
Revolution?
not Marie Antoinette. We are the American people.
Well,
Okay.
that's true.
Yeah.
I shouldn't compare us to the French, but it is that. I mean, we're so
We try to
detached-
feed a lot of people out of bread.
We do, but we're so detached from the reality of what's going on, and we don't.
We are
feel
blessed.
it. Well, absolutely we are. But I'm saying, it doesn't. We can watch it on the news. We can talk about it, think about it, whatever. But at the end of the day,
It's not
it doesn't-
hurting us.
It doesn't hurt us. But I felt today I had to fill up a couple of vehicles, $4 a gallon, and I
crazy.
thought that was bad until I looked on social and somebody was paying $7.
Yeah. I filled up gas actually when I was
Freaking
traveling
kidding me. Yeah.
last week for $125 a full tank. I took a picture of it. I've never done that in my
Welcome
life.
to my world.
That's horrible. $125 for an SUV. Because I was traveling, and the gas is a little bit more expensive close to the interstate,
Yeah.
and it was crazy.
Now
okay?
we say, shoot the tiger.
See, that's for
Shoot
me.
the-
Like
put a
I took a
finisher in
picture
it.
of it.
That's
I don't like the Iranian regime, but
Kill that tiger.
yes. So anyway, when Sisi was trying to do those trips and working with the Pakistani and so forth, this is when the deal of, hey, there is something. So Trump came up with that statement, which is
We're negotiating.
negotiating. And why it shows very well what kind of a businessman he is. He put kind of a statement to calm the system down, and immediately everything is responded
Well, it went
positively.
down,
Went down.
yeah.
Was it real negotiations? I don't agree with it. There is a lot of disagreements. The Iranians said we never negotiated with anybody. The Israel said I don't think this is going to hold. The Saudis stayed quiet. Nobody talked
And
about
Trump
it.
said it's going to work.
It's going to work. He's the only one who says we're negotiating with somebody, and we have 15 terms. I don't know. There is 15 points. What is the 15 points?
The problem is he didn't mention that it was the only. There just happened to be a goat herder walking across the Iranian border, and they said, "Let's negotiate."
Yes.
They said, "We're negotiating with the Iranians."
Yeah, well, a secret person. from
secret.
Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia.
yeah.
But
in reality, it is.
in reality, immediately,
But who is it?
Sisi talked to Pakistanis, and afterwards, and they start making the negotiation a reality. It's the first time ever to come up with a statement of negotiation before even the negotiation started.
Well, but that was the brilliance of Trump's move. I
Yes.
mean, people may love him or hate him, but he was basically preempting to draw them to the table.
It was
I mean,
ours.
twofold. I mean,
Yes.
it was certainly to calm the market, but also to say, hey, we're open to this. You know,
Yes.
I mean, it's just how he does things. But so who is it that is negotiating for Iran?
After Trump came up with the statement, they tried to make things reality. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so immediately they tried to figure out a way to get. So in Iran, they found a figure that was actually circulating for quite some time. That he's a rational guy. He's the head of the parliament in Iran. Okay, without going into details of his name, he's the head of the parliament of Iran.
Google it.
Yeah, Google it so you can so I don't have to butcher the pronunciation. You give me a hard time of my accent afterwards. They put him on a plane, United States and Israel, and says, bring that guy so we can start the negotiations.
We negotiations.
We already said that they agreed on 15 points. Guy didn't know about those 15 points to start with. They put him on a plane, flew him to Pakistan. Here is why because he thought, I'm going to be safe in Pakistan. I'm not going to have negotiations in
They're
Oman.
not going to bomb you in
or
Pakistan.
Qatar.
Or Oman. Yeah,
or Qatar. You're going to go to a nuclear power. They are my friends in a relatively way. So they flew him into Pakistan and started negotiating. And they said, I'm not going to negotiate in Iran because I'm going to put
You'll
a
blow me
meeting.
up.
And I remember 20 days ago, you have a meeting and Ayatollah, God bless his soul, or not, whatever it happens to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to have that, right? And he doesn't want to go to any country. So the Israel and the United States agreed that they give him a safe path
neutral third party
to get to Pakistan and start the negotiations by the blessings or the mediator of the president of Egypt, Sisi, and the Pakistani government and the Qatari government. They were able to fly him into Pakistan to start negotiations. Another point that they wanted to do, he's not negotiating with Witkoff and Jared Kushner anymore because they thought those guys
they got us into this
because they, the last time they had negotiation with the same two
in Oman,
as soon as they went back and boom, kaboom, whatever, and Ayatollah was dead. So they decided that they want to have a discussion with G.D. Vance and other group. Even though G.D. Vance is still in the United States and he was today in Dallas, but it seems like he's part of the negotiations or he's going to be part of the... So the negotiation is not really solid. It is in the process of negotiations. But Trump, because...
Maybe there were 15 points of process of negotiations.
Yes, then he agreed on stuff. He wanted to calm the system. Trump doing that for multiple reasons. And he did. Yeah, absolutely he did. The market, did not plummet. It kind of went up a little bit and then went down, but as relative as every day.
Better than the cliff.
Oil prices went up, but not as crazy. The Strait of Hormuz still open. But here is what's happening right now. I think it's a good buying time. Okay? As we said before, it's a good buy. Why? Because we have troops that is en route right now to go over there, which is I don't like, but it is good to send American soldiers.
Got the 82nd Airborne, I believe, and the 31st.
Yes, almost 7,000 to 10,000 troops are on their way. It started by 2,000 before even they arrived. Right now we're up to 10,000. But I don't like to have boots on the ground. I don't like to have American life lost in this war in any shape or form. But I think the United States is buying time for those soldiers to arrive over there to secure the Strait of Hormuz in one way or another. They have a plan. From what I know, the plan is to actually put them in Oman to govern the Strait of Hormuz from the other side, so it can be mutual from both sides and so forth. We'll see what happens. While the negotiation is taking place, while the bombing is still taking place, all of that's taking place as well. Okay, but they are trying to kind of buy time right now for our soldiers to arrive, negotiations to take place, and at the same time calm the market so it not plummet as it used to be. Everything is yet to be seen what is going to happen. It's up in the air. My prayer is that things will be okay, but this is where we're at right now.
I concur. And 2 weeks ago, one of our first episodes, because this is 7, one of our first episodes, we talked about 20,000 targets, 20 days, so 1,000 a day.
Yes.
We are now past that point.
See, this is something that I wish people would pay attention, that we are bringing some real good information that you're not finding anywhere.
You heard it here first.
Yes. So when the war started, I mentioned that the plan, some of it was good, some of it is bad, but we mentioned the plan. One of the things that we talked about, that this is a 20-day war, take plus or minus a few days, because the plan was to target 1,000 targets into Iran, and every single day for 20 days, a total of 20,000 targets. So it was 20 days plus and take. Most of those targets are actually, by the United States, because Israel is aiding and helping in some form, but Israel is trying to assassinate. They are going after personnel. So the plan was basically...
We do the big stuff, they do the small stuff. They take out individuals.
They take out individuals?
Key individuals.
Yeah, let's talk about big or small. We are the one who's spending the money, they are spending the intelligence.
They're spending a bullet, we're spending a bomb.
Yeah, in a way. But we still, the assassination is still with very, very accurate bombs and stuff like that, and target missiles. So they have been going into the list of people that they want to get rid of in Iran, the leadership that they want to in.
A kill list.
Yes, and we are using our big planes, the B-2s and others, to put those big, busters to bomb the targets.
Did we have an F-35 actually go down?
There is
This
one.
is kind of embarrassing. to hear.
I think it was mechanical, but we
Okay.
don't know. I really don't know. What I know is actually they were able to target our base in Saudi Arabia, and there is 19 Americans who have been flown
To Germany. or
to
something?
Germany for treatment. We don't have any announcements, by the way. People need to understand that United States is obliged to announce American soldiers active duty if anybody got killed, but any contractors, any kind of, we don't announce those.
Yeah.
So we don't know how many people we have been wounded or whatever happened to them.
Yeah.
They are still American. They are still fighting for our country. So we need to continue praying for the safety of our troops in this conflict,
Yeah.
in every shape. I don't want to see our troops over there. I don't want to see boots on the ground, and I don't want to see anybody hurt or any American life lost in any shape or form in this war whatsoever. But we talked about the 20 targets. So today we're around 23 days, right? From 28 to
So
today.
there should be 23,000.
So no, because there is days that we did not do the target, and there is days that we took break because of the Eid, in respect of Eid. So we did not do the same target and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I think we are around the time that we need to end the war. One of the things that's supposed to happen by now is the regime is falling apart. But I think we operated on wrong advice or wrong information. And maybe we can talk about that in details in the next show. But basically, we thought that we're going to do the 20,000 targets and kill the Ayatollah Khomeini, the head of the state, and get the Kurds to come in to be the boots on the ground. Well, we are been targeting the 20, targets, every 20,000 targets.
Yeah.
But killing Ayatollah Khomeini did not make the regime fall apart, because the Iranian regime functioned differently, and I
They
will
got a
talk
pretty
about
deep
this.
bench.
They have a system that's different, so maybe we'll talk about that. And the Kurds did not end up to be in Iran as planned yet. So, and we can talk about those two things in the next episode, episode 8.
Fantastic. Any other thoughts on the negotiations? I'm trying to think if there's anything else we brought up.
I think that's
Any notes that I had? No, I think that was about it. So that is a wrap on episode 7 of the Different Perspective podcast. Almost like inside perspective, as well as different.
it is
perspective.
different. It's different.
Anyway, thank you guys again. Subscribe button right underneath where you're watching us. If you would
Put your
push
comments.
that, yeah, comments too would be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That is, I am more fun.
probably there'll be a comment like, "Are you guys models too?" or something.
Yes.
I'm sure I might actually put that on there just to make myself feel better now,
Absolutely.
but I'm sure it's coming. Anyway, thank you guys for being with us today, and we look forward to see you next time.